Welcome back. This is the second lesson recording for IM1, May 7th, 2021. Now we're going to go on to decimals to practice using our notations and symbols. That's card number 1 to 11. Card number 1 is just a quick check-in. How are you feeling today? Which Darth Vader are you? Are you the happy one, carefree one, relaxed, confused, content, stressed, peaceful, sleepy, or cheerful? Pick one. And if you like, say more about your response below. Okay, naming angles number 1. Which picture is angle ABC? Okay, angle ABC. Remember, it's the middle number, middle letter that should be at the vertex of the angle, where the angle symbol is. Okay, so B has to be here. Okay, at the vertex. B has to be here. Okay, B is not there, B is not here, B is right here. So ABC, ABC, ABC is the one that is enclosed by line AB and BC, and that's the angle in between. So it's the blue one. Okay, mark angle SAM. Okay, just follow along. Where is angle SAM? So S is here. So S, A, M. So follow along. So from S point S to all the way to A to all the way to M. Okay, just trace along. So we're really talking about angle that is enclosed by these two lines. Which is the angle that is enclosed by these two lines? It's this one. All right. Congruent segment number 1. Definition: segment with equal length or congruent symbol. Congruent segment can be marked with dashes, and if the numbers are equal to the objects are congruent. Correct notation: AB is congruent to CD. Okay, so this is how we talked about how the number of notches communicate that these two lines are congruent. Okay, so that means list all pairs of segments that are congruent. So we know that this line has one notch. Is there another line that has one notch? So that means this one has one notch. Don't worry about the number. Number just means this is 11 units long. Okay, so I know that 1 and 8 are pairs. Okay, is there another pair? Well, I have 2 notches here and I have 2 notches here. So 2 and 5 are also pairs. Okay, any other? Okay, what about this 12 and 12? This number 12 tells me this is 12 units long, and this tells me this line is also 12 units long. If a line is same length exactly, then we know that they're also congruent. So 7 and 6. 6 and 7 are also congruent pairs. What about 3 and 4? There are 10 and 10, but this is 10 inches and 10 foot. Even though they look somewhat similar, it's different length. Okay, so 3 and 4 are not congruent pairs. All right, now use markings to show side SA is congruent to side SM. Where is side SA? Side SA is this side here. Where is side SM? SM is this side here. Okay, so we want to say that these two sides, the blue side and the purple side, are congruent. And notice that we're talking about line because we have a line over those two letters. The first letter is the starting point, the second letter is the end point of the line. So to say that they are congruent, I would use the same number of notches. I could use 2 notches and 2 notches here, or 1 notch here and 1 notch here. It does not matter as long as the numbers are the same. Okay, Andre says that angle AB is congruent to line segment AB is congruent to line segment AC. Philip disagrees. Where is line segment AB? That would be A to B. So we're really talking about this portion here. Okay? So AB is this portion A to B. This is the portion that we're dealing with. Okay? And what about AC? AC is really talking about this section. A starting point is A to C, this portion. Are they congruent? Do they have same measure? Well, we have 1 notch here and 3 notches here. That means they are not congruent. They have different measures. Okay? So who do you agree with? Andre says they are congruent. They're not congruent. Phyllis disagrees. So I agree with Phyllis. And you can explain your thinking. All right, some more notes. Now, congruent angles. To communicate congruent angles, you use the arc as symbols. To say angle ABC, this red angle is congruent to angle EFG. Oh, no, this is not referring to this diagram, okay? This is asking a very different question. Okay, we're just going to move on. Okay, use marking to show angle A is congruent to angle M. Angle A, where is angle A? We're talking about angle here. So to do that, we use the arc notation. And where is angle M? We would use arc notation right there as well. Okay, and then card number 10. Use markings to show that three angles in triangle TAP are all different measures. Triangle TAP. So we have 3 different sides. We have side, this is one side, and we have this side. This is another side. And we have the third side. This is the third side. And we want to communicate that they are different in length. Okay, if I have the same number of notches, then we're communicating that they are all equal in length. We don't want to do that. We want to say they are different. So if this is 1 notch, I'm going to have 2 notches here, and then I'm going to have 3 notches to say that this and this are different, this and this are different, this and this measure are different. Okay, and then lastly, what information can you get from the diagram? Write them down using the proper notation. Okay, so you need to copy these to be able to use it here, okay? Because your editor does not work. Oh, actually, okay, so, all right, let's start with, okay, what do we want to communicate? I see the 3 notches here and the 3 notch here. So I want to communicate this portion is congruent to this portion. Okay, so we're really talking about side. We're talking about line segment. So this one, where is the starting point? It's point Y, ends at X. So we can say YX. So we can say YX, YX, here, yx is congruent to, where is the setting point for this segment? YW is congruent to YW, YW, like that. Okay, so I've just done the blue one. Okay, so then let's talk about, let's see if we can do another one. Okay, let's talk about this angle. Okay, so we know that this angle is congruent to this angle because of the same number of arc. So how would we call it? If I just call angle X, I don't know whether I'm talking about this angle here or this angle here or even this angle here. So it's ambiguous. We actually need to use three letters to indicate this angle, this green angle precisely. To do that, we start by tracing, starting off with Y. We start by describing these two arms that that encloses this angle here. The two arms are the line segment YX and WX, right? So we can go from one end to the other. So angle YXW. So angle YXW, angle YXW is congruent to, so I want that congruent symbol, to, how would we call this angle? We can use YWX, okay? The middle letter has to be at the vertex, at the tippy toe of the angle that we're interested in, the middle letter. So here, the X is in the middle, and so W has to be in the middle. So YWX, so I could have also called it XWY, but I'm going to call it YWX, and I'm going to copy this because I don't know how to, you don't know how to get this angle symbol. So it's going to be YW, I don't want YW and X. Okay, so YW and X. Alright, so I've taken care of the two green angles that are congruent. And then we have yet another set of angles that are congruent. We have these angles. Oops. We have this angle and this angle. The two yellow angles are congruent. How do I know? Because they have the same number of arc notation, arc symbols. Okay, I have two arc symbol here, two arc symbol here. Okay, so how would I call, so I'm going to copy this because it's going to be very similar in format. Interesting. Okay, so how would I call this top angle? I need to use the three letters. The middle letter has to be X because that's the vertex. So I can start with WXU or I can call it UXW. So either would be fine. So I'm going to call it UXW. UXW. And is congruent to, now we need to name this yellow angle, VWX. So I'm going to call that VWX. Okay. All right. So, and those are the three angles that we were taught, or three things we were taught that were congruent. Okay, and I'm going to submit. Okay. And for the rest of the period, we worked on tessellation project. And so today we covered symbols used for congruence. Thank you for watching.